Good morning, everyone. It's Donna Maria, and welcome to the Lifestyle CEO Show, where we empower you to enjoy your life, build your business, and have your way. So this is a little bit of a different morning. My husband is here helping me with the lights because, lighting is an issue when you do video, and I don't always have the lights set up correctly or properly or whatever. There's like bouncing off. Oh, did you see that? Like, do that again. Did you see what happened when he moved? Like, did the screen change? Okay. Anyway, we're playing around with different things this morning. And if you want to do video, this is part of what you have to do, as you probably know. You have to kind of work with it and learn as you go. And it won't be perfect the first time. It won't be perfect ever, really. But it can be really, really good if you have some help. And I have some help here today. So really excited about that. So listen, we are here and I'm so excited to be with you. If you're watching the replay, thanks for joining and having a look around. Please do share this information if you think it would be helpful to any of your friends. I'm talking about something today with you that's really, really super important and near and dear to my heart. And that is the topic of fear. Right? Okay, so we had a great conversation yesterday about a couple things that, we all deal with when it comes to our businesses. But today, I'm talking about fear. And the reason this is super important is because, hold on one second. Can you open those? Because it gets hot in here. It gets really hot in here, like I'm already sweating. It gets hot in here with the lights and with the doors open. But I want you to excuse any background noise, okay? Can you do that for me? Because my dog is over there and he hasn't been walked yet. And my son is out of school today because the educators in North Carolina have taken off so they can go to the capital of our state, which is Raleigh, and march for better pay and better benefits and more support. And I support them totally. So, rock on, educators in North Carolina. We need you. We love you. And I'm so glad that you've taken this moment in time to make a statement. A lot of people were upset with them because they didn't wait till the end of school. Like, school ends in like 2 weeks. So they were upset with them. Like, why didn't you wait till the end of school? And now we have to take off work and all that stuff. And I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm glad you didn't wait till school was out because nobody would pay attention to you when school is out, right? I want you to get the attention and the pay and the bonuses and the increases and the support that you deserve. So I'm really happy out there. But listen, what it means for me is I have a little bit of a chaotic household this morning because that's kind of what happens when your kids get off school and you have no notice or hardly any notice. I think we found out on Monday evening. So anyway, here I am. We're going to talk about fear. And fear is really important for lifestyle CEOs because we are trying to, run businesses. We're not necessarily trying to prioritize making oogobs of money, but we are prioritizing the freedom, the flexibility, the family, and the fun. So how do we do that? And how do we do all the things that we have to do to grow our businesses when we really are kind of afraid that some things, will get in our way, or some things will slow us down, or some things will, stop us in our tracks or get in our way or what have you. So listen, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this recently, and I have like a bone to pick with people who say that fear is false evidence appearing real. Like, I Googled this the other day and I was like, look at all these people. And I've seen some videos on it too, right? Fear is just false evidence appearing real. And I disagree with that completely. I don't think fear is false. I don't think fear is false evidence. And I don't think fear is anything that's, appearing real. I think it's very real. I think fear is true. I think it happens. I think we all experience it. And I think to call it false evidence appearing real just doesn't do service, and it sort of ignores how we feel as human beings when we kind of clench up and we get nervous and, we have an opportunity in front of us and we're a little bit fearful, right? Fearful of taking advantage of that opportunity. So rather than call it false evidence appearing real and just pretend that it doesn't exist because it's false, right? It's false, so why should you pay attention to it? Like, I don't agree with that. I think you should pay attention to your fear because it's talking to you. It's telling you something. It's either warning you or giving you some information, like it's information that you can use to decide what you want to do next and to really get to the bottom of what that fear is so that you can handle it. Like you can conquer it or you can handle it in some other way. Like if there's a tiger standing in front of me right now, I'm fearful. Like I'm not going to ignore that. It's not false evidence. It's real. So I'm going to, do whatever the tiger experts say you're supposed to do when a tiger is standing in front of you. Run or crouch or look unthreatening or whatever it is. But it's very real. But it can be just as real in our businesses, right? It can be just as scary in our businesses to try to do something new, right? To try to do something we've never done before. To try to take the advice, of a mentor, a coach, or someone who's told us what we need to do, and we're really fearful of doing that, right? So, God, my battery's about to die on my laptop. Hold on a second, guys. I got to plug in the laptop. Just a minute, okay? Just a sec. Plugging the laptop in. So, by the way, everyone, I know you're looking at a white wall right now, but this is a really good time to talk about fear because I was a little bit fearful of doing this today. Why? Because I got somebody to plug it in for me. I was a little bit fearful of doing it's over here on this side. I was a little bit fearful of doing this today because I knew something was going to go wrong. Because my kid's out of school and my husband lives in another state, but he's here now and the dog hasn't been walked and it's really crazy. But listen, this is a perfect time for me to do this because my instinct said, let's just cancel this. Like, everyone will understand if I don't come. I'm supposed to be there at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock a.m. Pacific, but I'm not going to go and I just can't, and there probably will be times when I have to do that. And just so you guys know, I do take the last week of the month off. Right? Okay, so I do that. But I decided I was just going to do it because I wanted to talk about this topic of fear, which is so important. So usually when it comes up in a couple of different forms, but I want to talk about 4 fears today that can get in our way that we really need to stop and think about and analyze so that we can move forward, okay? The first one is the fear that someone else is already doing it. Like I hear this so much. Like people say, well, do I really want to start this such and such a business? Because like so many people are doing it and the market is completely saturated. Do I really want to do this? And the answer is, I don't know if you really want to do it, but don't not do it because other people are already doing it, right? You may be fearful of that, and that may be a real fear. Like, look at all those other people with awesome products and awesome services and their videos are going to be so much better than mine. Like, I deal with that too. Like, I don't have a professional set. I could get one, but it's not something that I think is important for me to convey my message right now. And maybe one day it will be. But right now, I work from home. My children are here. My dog is here. I have a lot of things going on that aren't conducive to going out to a set right now. It's just not. And so there may come a time when I want to do that, and I have explored it here in my local area, but it's not something that I've prioritized right now. But at the same time, I do deal with that notion that, gee, all these other people have really awesome sets and everything's all edited and it looks all beautiful. But the fact of the matter is, I love that they have that. I love that they're doing that. I love that they're doing what they're called to do. What I'm called to do is turn on a button and talk to people. That's what I'm called to do. So you really have to remember when you get that fear that someone else is already doing it or the market is already saturated, like that's the truth for every single business market there is. Like there is no market that's not saturated already with other people doing it. So if you use that as a reason not to do what you feel like you want to do or what you feel like you're called to do, then you're not going to ever do anything because somebody else is already doing pretty much everything. So the logic of that fear is just something that I think, I hope that you will see that as like, that's just not a logical fear. Okay, it's not logical because the evidence shows that yes, other people are doing things, but the evidence also shows that if you don't pick one that you feel strongly called to do, remember we talked about the overlap between your passion and your money, then you won't do anything. You just won't do anything. And unless that's acceptable to you, then that should allow you to overcome that fear. It may not make it go completely away, but it should help you to overcome it, okay? So I hope that helps you if you're sitting there in your chair or on your phone and you've got some great idea that you want to do and you're holding back because other people are already doing it, okay? Another fear I hear a lot is, well, I'll get started and then I'm afraid that I won't be able to finish. I won't be able to keep it up. Okay. And, okay, that's a legitimate idea. Okay. Because honestly, like today, I started not to have the show because something happened. Like some other thing came up. Some other things actually came up that sort of made it difficult for me to do it this morning. But I had this planned. I had this planned for you. So I really wanted to be here. But you have to think about it in terms of, look, other things might come up, and that's true. But what you want to make sure that you do is solidify in your mind what it is that you want to do. Okay, what is it that you want to do? What is the message you want to get out there? And make sure that you hold on to that, because that can help you overcome that fear. That can help you push past it. It's not going to make it go away. It's not a false thing. Okay, it's not a false fear. It's real. And sometimes it can break you out in sweats. So that is a real thing. Okay, and so it may not be something you can touch, like a tangible thing, but it's a real thing in your life. And so pay attention to it. Like, don't think that your fear is just, false evidence appearing real. Really, really pay attention to it, okay? And sort of move past it in a way that helps you think it through, okay? Think it through. Okay, and then lastly, another fear is that I just won't be good enough. Like, I won't look good enough, and my makeup won't be perfect, and my set won't be perfect, and my lighting won't be perfect, and my background won't be perfect, and my lipstick will smudge, and I'll have spinach in my teeth. I mean, we can go on and on and on about those fears. Again, very real things, right? Very real ideas that I would be somehow unpresentable. My hair won't look really good, or what have you. And those things are real. Like, when you think about those things, it's real. Like, you really might have spinach in your teeth. You can probably take care of that in advance. You might have lipstick. Like, I'm doing this right now because, hey, sometimes you put on lipstick and it gets on your teeth. So I want you to think about if you have any of these fears. I want you to think about them, okay? I don't want you to dwell on them. I don't want you to get stuck in them and start going around in these fearful circles in your head. I want you to think about what your fears are and write them down, okay? If there's a project for you, write them down. If there's something that you want to do, starting a business, publishing a newsletter, starting a blog, doing some videos, going to the farmer's market and selling your products, hiring a business coach, whatever it is that you feel that you need to do or that you want to do to go to your next step, but you have a fear of doing it, write that fear down. Write all the fears down that you have that are concerning your business and go through them one at a time and talk to yourself about them. Like, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or any sort of, professional social counselor or what have you, but talk to yourself about things. Talk to yourself about what your fears are. And write down, like, journal a little bit. It doesn't have to be a formal journal if you're not a journaling type person, but write them down and think about what it is that you feel fearful about and write down why that is. And write down also what you can do in spite of that fear. What sorts of things can you do to take your business or your idea or your lifestyle to the next level that you're fearful of, but what can you do to overcome that fear? Oftentimes you'll find that it's just doing it. Like, I'm just going to do it. Like, I'm going to prepare. I'm going to have my notes. I have my notes here. I'm going to prepare my notes. I'm going to prepare my comments. I'm going to prepare my products for the market. I'm going to prepare myself for blogging. I'm going to learn all I can about it, and then I'm going to do the best I can and learn as I go. That's how we do everything. So, allow yourself to be a beginner. Allow yourself to say, I'm a little nervous about this, and don't feel guilty. And don't let anybody else make you feel bad because you have a fear. Like, I think that our culture today is a lot of times wrapped up in, oh, well, you're just fearful, so just get over it. Like, you're a badass. Just get over your fear and move on with your business and just do what you're supposed to do. Like, that just totally minimizes how you are as a human being. And we're people, and we're people behind these businesses. We're not machines. We're not robots. So I want you to think about the fact that, okay, I have a fear or I have these fears. I can write them down. I can really work through them and do my best to come up with ways that I can work around them, even though I have them. And then I can move to the next level in my life and in my business. So I hope that's helpful to you today. Please do share this if you think other people might be able to use it, if they have a fear. If you know people that are a little bit fearful, but then they're fearful of even admitting that they're fearful, you know, let's be real here. This is like real. And we are real people. We are running real businesses, and we have real emotions. And we have to deal with them in very real ways in order to get around them, in order to move through them, so that they don't overpower us and take our lives over, and we can still move forward and accomplish the goals that we have in spite of the fears that we might be experiencing. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day. Bye.